Good morning, lovely people.
Hey,
Hola.
everybody.
It's the
Morning.
Aquatic Morning Show where the Aquarius go to be in the know at the Aquatic Morning Show.
You got
And
it.
Jess is not here.
No, she isn't.
No,
Not. I don't see
But
her.
when she comes back, she's going to have this gorgeous smile.
that's right. But right now she is probably sleeping. Well, no, she just messaged me.
Yeah,
So she's kind of in and out, I guess.
but
Like,
she's
behave,
probably
all of
not
you.
even there either.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she sent me a very coherent message with instructions. So, you know,
Oh, okay.
hopefully they're not like she's not like dreaming these instructions, but it seems pretty reasonable.
Well, no, you do
Maybe
have
she
to
is.
prove them because she does talk in her sleep. So she might be able to type in her sleep.
Oh, jeez.
Well,
That has
if
happened.
she can type in her sleep, her subconscious is very aware that Garcia Aquatics is only 8 away from 300,
Oh,
Woo!
and surely we can get him there, especially if Rico does his day stream. So just
yes.
something to think about if someone's got a link to Garcia Aquatics. I'm pretty sure I'm already subbed.
Hi, Brickley.
I know I am.
Yeah.
But if you are not, he has some excellent tanks. He is a large
All for
part
you
of
and
the
that.
fish fan.
Indeed. And I just went ahead and streamed to all the things like Twitch and Facebook as well. So I see
Okay.
Twitch comments on here as well. KM01043. Am I the first one here? You might be the only one because most of us are here on the YouTube side.
Now, is that a Twitch comment? Is that where
Yeah.
that's from? Okay.
Yes.
I saw that and I didn't know that logo. Well, thank you for coming, KM 01043.
We want to say our hellos to the peoples.
Well, just
wow.
in case somebody doesn't know, let's introduce everybody. I'm Dee Dee from Dee Dee's Fin Den, since we have some new people. This young man is Stephen P., 2003 Aquatics, very talented. This young man is Papa Shrimp, known as Big Papa, and he loves shrimp.
I love shrimp.
And this
I like
beautiful lady is Bex from Bex Fish Room, another very talented artiste. Glad everybody came to help me out today.
Oh, no problem. I even made the thumb. Well, I didn't make the thumbnail. I scheduled the stream, and then Jess sent me the real thumbnail. I had a cropped one out, and then I went in Photoshop, and I'm like, I'm just gonna like paint over this timestamp from the whole thumbnail. But it should be fixed now. It should look a little bit more professional than what I did.
Okay, because when you said that, I was like,
tried.
I don't know how to do this. Thank you for rescuing me.
I wasn't totally sure that I could, but I did.
Dead.
Oh,
But
man.
anyways, we're going to go and say hello. And you know who beat us here at the very beginning, and it was the beautiful Annette, Mystery Snail Guardians, who helped us snail it from the start. We have morning everybody from Lori, Monster Fish Scout. Jennifer Weaver, good morning to you. Glassbox Hero, good morning. I've seen Glassbox Hero in a few streams.
That's Danny Weshy.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, he just changed his
Danny.
name to the song that he's most known by. The Glass
Okay,
Box
so
Hero is the first one that he released.
Well, I should have seen the comment too and known.
Oh yeah,
Working.
that's true. Come on, Dee Dee, context clues.
Yeah. You know, kind of slow. And Victoria D. Creates is back in this morning. Thank you for coming back.
2 days in a row.
Yes. Bigfoot Fish Tanks, good morning, Dennis. And Brooklyn Bell, good morning.
Brickley.
Sharpie's Fishing Phantoms, good morning. Good afternoon, whatever it is for you. Oh, we woke up to snow this morning. Still shorts and t-shirt weather. Wow.
Well, if you don't go outside, sure.
Of course, KM01043, thank you for coming. Dream Fish Keeping, good morning. They've been popping in channels lately. Fishy on Tactics, good morning to you.
We
It's
got
too coolie for schoolie. Miss George, good morning.
we say hi to Dr. Anthony.
I was gonna
Nope,
say
he's-
I was
he's
laughing.
next up. And
Who
today
are
is the
these
last
people?
day of the raffle, y'all. So get your tickets.
It
It's
is, it
over
is.
today.
Nice.
Miss Susan for SLC Aquatics, I'm glad to see that you're safe, lady. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Do we know of anybody that had any damage?
Berkeley lost power for a few hours. That's
Yeah,
about
all I
it.
know.
It was
Okay.
very windy and stormy for a little bit.
It's good to know that nothing else happened to anybody.
As far as I know.
No
It's all
offense, I
good.
love to eat shrimp too, but I love aquarium shrimp more.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm about 50-50, you know. I really
there you
enjoy shrimp in both ways.
Well, I'd like shrimp all kinds of ways, yes. Penny Backstrom, good morning to you. Dennis Christensen, hello. And Anything Goes. Joseph Stanley.
Mhm.
And Merrick Thompson. And Minister Brandon, good morning.
And I
Connecticut
think
Aquatics.
there we go. Yep. I think
Good
we've
morning,
reached
Ken.
the bottom of the chat.
And we know it's Kenny because he said, "What up, fish people?"
Yep.
So how is everybody today?
Just a bit sleepy. But
Little
I've
bit.
got my gamer sups mix, and so I'll be caffeinated soon enough.
I have my coffee. It's really good. Don't mean to rub it in.
I know, Jerry. What the heck? Like, I'm hoping that Kyle will be getting up soon because he doesn't have to go in till 10 today. So he's still asleep for the first time ever, and I'm awake. I'm hoping
Wow.
when he comes out that he's just going to very quietly make me a cup of coffee and bring it to me.
Oh, he's so sweet, anyways.
He tries. He definitely. He just got back from DC. He spent a lovely 3 days rubbing elbows with people and for the union type stuff. So it's nice to have him back home.
Yep.
I could
Is he going
say
to
his-
quietly make the
his
coffee
affected-
though, or is he going to like bang some stuff around?
Okay, well, this is true. If I think about my husband, he's a bull in a china shop. So it's probably, I apologize in ahead of time to everybody for all the banging you were probably going to hear.
Oh,
But at least coffee will come out of it.
yes. Thank you, Stephen P. I got my cups in
Oh, look at
from
that.
your donation to the Color Guppies fish auction.
Yep. Sorry that took so long. Well,
That's no problem.
Teespring.
Because
Oh.
what am I getting a box for? I've forgotten it. So it's exciting, you know.
Look, Joseph Stanley's being sassy early in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Joseph Stanley's always sassy.
I was trying to give him a little credit.
Yeah, he likes to come. He likes to pick on me, man.
Mhm.
Joe Stan, look, I know how to run the coffee pot. I know how to run the Keurig, but I was running late this morning. So
Yeah,
Good
Bex is
morning,
on the
Paul.
clock now, so
that's right.
That's right. She's a star right now, JoJo. Stars don't get their own coffee.
You don't
Hey,
see
I've
the
already learned and figured it out that the intro is long enough for me to go in there, refill my coffee, stir it, and get back in place.
and if it's not, who cares? Because coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee.
People can wait extra 10, 20
Must have.
seconds.
Which I am kind of spoiled because my husband, when he goes to pick up the kids' lunch, he always brings me back when there's mocha things from McDonald's.
Mm.
So I get my coffee
tried
that
those.
way.
Nice.
Is it a frappuccino?
I think it's a
thingy?
frap. Yeah, I think it's a frappuccino.
Yeah,
It's
frappe,
like-
a frappe.
yeah, that's right. Because they can't call it a frappuccino because it's a Starbucks version, so they call it a
Yeah.
frappe.
Frap.
Frappe.
So I get my coffee that way. I do make cold coffee once in a while though, which is I make real strong coffee, but then I mix it half and half with some really good tasting creamer
Mhm.
that tastes like almond joys or something else like that, and then a squirt of chocolate syrup. So I don't know if you would actually call it coffee more. That's what silver mug that went around.
Into mug.
I see
Drink.
that's how my husband
The
is.
end.
He likes that darker, richer coffee. And now,
See, I do too.
I'm okay with
like-
a little sweetener, but the medium roast I think is a good balance of flavor and caffeine level. Because if you roast it too long, you lose all the caffeine.
That is true.
really,
Yeah, most people think that the darker the roast, the more caffeinated it is, when actually the lighter the roast, the more caffeinated it is.
whoa. Well, how
That's like
about that?
tea is more caffeine than coffee.
Oh yeah, which is why some mornings I'll make me a chai latte.
Oh,
And
there
that
you go.
is it's a
What
good
is
chai
that?
latte. So it's basically really strong chai tea, which is chai is a black tea, so that is like super caffeinated. And then I used to order it at Starbucks. I figured out how to make it at home. So it was like I called it a dirty chai. So they put a shot of espresso, and then it's the chai tea over ice with a little bit, just like a splash of creamer, and it is good.
Oh,
Yeah, see,
have
I
to have
don't.
lots of creamer.
I don't like putting milk or dairy in tea. Just not my thing.
Only chai. That's the only one I will. And it's if I'm gonna do it, it's gonna be like an iced chai latte, dirty.
Oh, no, nope. You lost me completely now.
I could lose you even more. And there are mornings where I'll make a matcha latte, and that's the Japanese green tea,
Hmm.
and that's really
I
good
think
too.
that was one of the biggest things I learned when I was young, and I went and was stationed in Fort Lewis, Washington, up there, and being around that culture, all the way from little old Texas, and I get up there, and coffee was such a big thing that I had to learn all these different latte, frate, well, whatever, chinos and espresso,
Macchiato.
Mhm.
Java versus coffee, just all this. It was crazy how much coffee was a thing, and I wasn't into coffee, so I didn't pay attention. And then now, as I'm older, it's like thinking back to all that stuff from Washington, where it was like coffee shops on every corner instead of McDonald's on every corner. It's crazy, different culture.
See, my parents drank instant coffee. That's all I ever saw. Yeah, she always had a little kettle heating up on. It was always on low on the back burner because they drank coffee all day long. People came over all day long and they sat and had coffee. And they would put a little bit of coffee in, and a dab of canned milk, and that's how they drank their coffee. So that's
Hmm.
what I knew of coffee as growing up. And my grandparents had the old percolators,
Oh yes.
and that was like super strong. And my grandfather used to pour it in a saucer and take the saucer, do what they call this noise. And I'm a person that I don't like to hear you eat.
Yeah, I got the misophonia about those mouth noises.
And
Can't work.
my granddad was very strict and stern, and I mean, wasn't a very nice person in a lot of ways. But I was young, and when he made that noise like that, I was probably 4. I said, "Oh, you sound like a pig," and everybody at the table went and looked like, "How's he going to react?" And he just laughed.
Cool.
But that's the
Yeah,
last
I
time
loved
I
it
ever
up there.
said
It
it. I
was
guess my
beautiful
mom
country.
told me not to say it anymore. I was like, oh, I'd never heard anybody slurp coffee before.
Who drinks
Oh, but
coffee out of a
yes.
saucer though? Well,
Yeah, he would just pour the first few
it's like a
sips
cat.
and slurp it, bring it right up there.
Give
And
me
it was the
that.
kind of saucer that had the little ring for the cup to sit in it.
Give me that big 16,
gulp.
20 ounce.
A big
Yeah,
old
that's
gulp.
why I always look at the carafes and I think, if they just turn that into a mug, that way I fill it up and carry it with me.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well, basically, the
give me a
bubble mug
40
is
of
that.
coffee.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, you don't have. It's hard to find a regular cup anymore that's got a travel type setting with the lid and whatnot.
Mhm.
They're usually like quart sizes or bigger,
Yes.
I like that. Though.
which is what you need basically.
Yeah.
But I did see Paul Sotero come in, and I saw Tag on it. Daniel Velez, hola.
Jay Oliver.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny said he's
Ooh.
driving up by my old base.
Annie said, I am jelly. He is going to Redfish, Bluefish, and Co-op.
What?
I am so jelly, Kenny.
Dang.
Yeah, like that's the one reason. Well, I'd love to go to Seattle anyway, but I want to be up in that area. And I told Kyle whenever we go, he has to take me to Co-op.
Well, yeah. I mean that would be devastating to be there and not go.
And wear our Murphy stuff so that we can feed Murphy.
I had mentioned last night on my stream when we were talking about what got me into eating crab legs, and it was because when I lived up there, or when I was stationed up there, and we did a thing on the Oregon-Washington border on the coast. They were catching crabs right out of the ocean and putting them in pots, and that turned me forever. I became a fan from that moment on.
I just love crab, man. Like, now, granted, on the East Coast, it's more like blue crab. And Dee Dee knows what I'm talking about, man. Ever since I was little, I would go sit out on my granddad's dock with a chicken neck and like a string tied to it. And I'd sit out there and I would have the crabs come up and I'd take that net and scoop them right up, take them right up to the house. My grandmother would throw them into the pot and cook them up. And then we would just throw those bad boys out in front of everybody with some nutcrackers and go to town.
And you know, as a kid, I would not eat a blue crab.
Really?
Would not even look at one.
Love it.
And
They're a bit of work, but so my experience crabbing in Grand Isle, so that's like a little 5 mile long island, South Louisiana. And you go into you get your chicken necks, you get some line, you go into the surf, you string them out, and you just, because you're an idiot, you walk out there barefoot and you just net crabs, and you step on crabs crawl across your feet, and it's terrifying. But then you get crabs at the end of the day, so not the bad kind.
Now, see, I grew up on the river, and when the tide would go out, it would go way out, and you could almost walk to the city across the river. If you could swim about 20 feet, you could make it all the way over by almost walking. But we would take a bunch of us kids, would grab a wash tub or buckets, whatever, and a stick. And as the water went out, they had all these little depressions with water in them. And most of the time, if you stuck your stick in there, a crab would bite that stick. And you fling it in the bucket. None of us ate crabs, but older people did, or like somebody's grandma in the batch liked them. And we would carry them in a great big old wash tub full of crabs just to have something to do. And I was probably in my 30s the first time I ever tasted a blue crab. It's like, what?
It's good. It is very
Somebody
good.
made some stew, which does not look appetizing, but it tastes really good. But
when you're catching them, you're not supposed to keep the ones that are buried.
No.
And those are like the most vicious. So you get them out on the surf and you put that one down in the sand, and that thing like wants to kill you. Like it doesn't even want to get away from you. It wants you. And, yeah, you have to run away from this crab that's just like full of eggs. Yeah, exactly. It's like the claws spread out. It's like, it's on now. It's on. Now you done effed up.
They're funny too. Like they might be little, but I mean, they look at you and you can tell they are angry, and they're just like, I am going to kill you. Come here.
Yeah.
You can just, it cracks me up.
And then we crack them up.
Yeah, we do.
Crack. Now, when my daddy would run his shrimp trawler, we would catch crabs and fish and everything in the shrimp net. Of course, they would dump it on this big cullen box. And so what you tried to do, as soon as the stuff got dumped in there, things that you could not keep, we would try to fling them back in the water as quick as possible. And or fish, that weren't big enough or whatever. And most of the time we threw the crabs back over, unless somebody said, hey, can you bring me a mess of crabs? And so therefore, you save them for them. And a lot of people in the community I grew up in, they lived out of the river and a garden. They bought very little at a grocery store. Usually it'd be flour or something to make bread, but they lived off of the land. And most people back then had a pig and a pen in the back or a single cow, and they fed it and did what they do. But they didn't do a lot of box foods and stuff. They were just simple country people.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, for those kind of people, the waterways staying healthy is their survivorship. Of course, times have changed and the grandkids don't live like the grandparents, but, it sustained people for a long time.
We kind of lived like that growing up. We lived on 5 acres of land, and most of it was like orchard space and fruit trees, vegetable garden. We did a lot of fishing. I kind of miss those days. I haven't been fishing in a while.
Awesome.
Crypt Keeper's got some caradinas coming soon.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I'm still laughing at Annette's wanting Papa Shrimp to have a crab costume.
Yeah.
She's all about those costumes, man. Like she means Kyle's gonna get that snail costume. So I'm telling you, Jerry, you're not getting off the hook. She's gonna be on you about getting a crab costume.
Yeah.
But it would cover up my arms, Annette.
But no, you have to have them out so you can put pinchers on them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very
Try to
true.
smoke a cigarette with pinchers, see how that works for you. Or drink that coffee.
Right?
We'll have
That's
coffee
not right.
stains
I
all
can't do
down
that.
the
Nope.
front.
Good morning, Whip.
Yeah,
So
just
what
try
kind
to
of
get
fun
coffee
stuff do
in
we
one
have
hand.
today, Dee Dee?
Pardon?
What kind of fun stuff do we have today?
Well, we're going to have a month-end giveaway today,
Awesome.
and we are going to just talk.
Just talk
Just
and have a
talk.
giveaway. Hey, that's pretty cool. Like, does she have anything to do with this giveaway thing that we're doing at the end of
Yes,
the month?
she does. And-
Please explain, because I'm ignorant to this.
Well, I'll tell you what. The lady that you see, this is really hard to
I
do
know it's so hard.
that way, whatever, has provided the month-end sponsor giveaway, which includes a Mug by Q coffee cup, Tams, a premium tea, long or short, from Tams, and a $100 gift card to the Aquarium Co-op. Yay!
Is everybody eligible for this giveaway?
No, this is the month-end giveaway, of which the 4 Friday winners of March are eligible.
Awesome.
And the way they got eligible is every day, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Miss Lori will post a short video for you to go click on it, like, subscribe to that person, whatever, and click and comment and say, I love watching the Aquatic Morning Show. And you need to say all of those words and spell them correctly so that they will show up into the whatever she uses to pull who did the entries. So
Correct.
if you do that every week, every Friday, we take Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays comments. We have a fish race. The winner goes into a pool for the month-end fish race. So you can't win it if you don't enter. So, but this one here, we have the 4 people. And of course, they know who they are, but we'll get to them later. But we will be doing that. And Miss Lori has already put out today's short that will count for tomorrow's fish race. So make sure you go there. And also, we gave away a raffle ticket for the Peru trip to the Amazon Research Center. It is just a raffle ticket, but that raffle ticket giveaway was based off of those same types of comments. So sometimes extra giveaways may get thrown in there. So you never know. So just always do it. And you have until midnight to get in there and get your comments. And speaking
Today
of,
is the last day of the Peru raffle.
Mm-hmm.
if you don't get your ticket today, you will not have a chance to go to Peru on that fantastic giveaway trip. You might can go, but you won't get that giveaway trip if you win that trip.
So who won the raffle ticket this week?
Which World won it?
Yeah, Whip's World.
All right.
Now, it's in my name, but I think he just got with Doc, and he's going to send Doc his information so that it can be changed over and put in his name. So if he wins, it's in his name. But either way, if we didn't accomplish that, I know it's his. So
Yeah.
I like
would have made
Victoria
sure it
Lee's
got to him
comment.
if he was to be the lucky one to win it.
Victoria Lee said, before I started the hobby, I was a bass angler. Ironically, I keep fish now. Well, I've been in the hobby like since I was a kid, but I was also a bass angler. I did tournament fishing. So I never thought it was
Oh, really?
awkward to be a fisherman and also keep fish. I just thought it was, I like the outdoors. I like nature. I like aquariums. I like aquatic creatures. So to me, it made sense that I was a fisherman too.
Oh yeah, I'll still eat the heck out of some fish. I just
Oh yeah.
I keep them and I eat them. I just so far there's no overlap in the ones I keep and eat, but I'm not ruling it out.
No
And
fish.
sometimes desperate times.
Yeah, desperate times, desperate measures. Like
No.
a global pandemic that keeps you locked in your house and you start eating your fish because there's no groceries on the shelves.
Yeah.
The angelfish get nice and meaty looking after a while.
That'd be a good horror movie for fish nerds.
Oh my
Which
god.
my email is on fishfam.link. Okay. The Diary of Anne Frank. I guess everybody had to read that in school.
Mhm.
Well, they had to live in that attic and everything, but I had cockatiels at that time when I had to read that story, and I dreamed that night that our family was locked up and the only thing left was those cockatiels, and that my mama was going to cook my cockatiel, and I was crying like, "Oh no, you can't eat Fanny, we can't." And
Do they still allow that book?
Pardon?
Do they still allow people to read that book anymore, or is it one of those that's got put on the blacklist?
I don't know. That's been like 45, 50 years ago. So
Yeah.
But it was, I guess it just stuck with me that night. And, I was thinking, I would hope none of that stuff ever happened. I have to go fishing in the tank.
Yes, Gardens, you are the only one.
Yes.
So
Seriously.
just sit with that for a while.
Yep. And I saw while we were chatting, we had Melvin Reef come in, Geek Boy came in, 3G came in,
Ricky Fish Lady.
Freaky Yes, Miss Holly. Good morning, my dear.
So Crypt Keeper's not going to eat any of his caradina.
Good job.
It
Proud
would
of
be
you.
a very expensive meal if he did.
We were talking about that on Shrimple last night. I remember how many it would take to be satiated, and it would take a lot. You have to eat them whole too.
It would take 40 just to make a mouthful, wouldn't it?
Pretty much.
Because you have to take the little heads off.
It would be like cereal. No, you eat them whole. Deep fry them, eat them whole. You'd have to eat it like cereal, maybe like just instead of milk, some kind of like butter sauce. I don't know.
Oh my
I don't know.
god.
Maybe that's why I don't eat like prawns and stuff, because they usually serve them whole and put them on the plate, and it's like I can't eat that. I just want the tail. I don't want to have eyes looking at me. And
I don't give a crap.
I don't eat that fancy kind of stuff.
I'll tear them bad boys in half.
Now, when you have fish, do they cook them with the head on?
Not
well,
usually.
like when I watch the cooking shows and they're making those fancy platings and they put the big giant prawns on there that take up half the plate, and I'm like, that's not visually appealing, but whatever.
No.
What about the octopus that like keeps moving on the plate? You seen that? And I think it's like Japan or China.
It's not going to happen.
No, thank you.
It's just not going to happen.
That's extra fresh.
I've got a cast iron stomach, but it's got to get past the visual first.
Exactly.
Yeah, anything that looks at me when I'm trying to like get ready to eat whatever it is, all I can think is like that part in A Christmas Story where they go to the Chinese restaurant and they're like, it's smiling at us, and they just go, bam, there, good. That's all I can think of.
Yeah, exactly, Joe Stan. Come on, Jerry. Crawfish come with the heads on.
Yeah, but that's different for whatever reason.
And then you suck on that head.
Papa Shrimp, do you keep
Don't talk to me that way.
native fish at all? Being you like to do that?
I do like crawfish. I do. And I do what Steven said.
Suck the head.
I
Don't
just
be
don't-
ashamed of it.
I think I
Don't
could do
start
it.
that hashtag.
Don't be ashamed of sucking the head. That's a long hashtag. Thank you, Garcia. And again, Garcia is really, really, really close to 300. Somebody could get his link out there. We can get him to 300 like right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
He is
I know.
so
So do you know
close.
how to play the booty shake video?
I am looking it up as we speak.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. Hold on.
Oh, I think I got it.
Oh wait, let's see
You
who
got
gets
it?
there.
Yep.
I'll let you do it.
I'll let us see.
I mean, I can click it right now, but I'm giving you a chance, Dee.
Oh, I didn't do the share thing. Hold on. I got to stop the play. I got to stop the shaking. She's at it. She's going to it. I got to do the share.
You want me to do it? You don't have to share.
Oh well.
All right, here we go.
Thank you, Garcia. Oh, you went to the brand thing, didn't you? You're muted.
You're muted, Stefan.
I'm not muted.
Oh,
Hello.
there you
Well, you were.
were, yeah.
Well,
Now I could hear you.
I ain't clicked nothing. I ain't clicked-
Oh, is that
Like-
in the brand section now?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, is there a banner that we're supposed to be playing? Yes.
Shut up, Joseph. You're fired.
All right, we're gonna get it together, one way or the other.
Thank you,
Now,
Lord. Thank you for posting Garcia's link.
yes.
So speaking of someone getting a crypt keeper getting Caradinas this week for the first time, I'm getting something for the first time too, and that is mystery snails in a
Yay!
dedicated tank.
Wow.
Hooray.
That makes me happy.
Good.
Yes. Everybody needs mystery snails as long as you can give them the proper tank to live in.
Yeah.
So I
that's
have a question
right.
on that Brian asked me after the stream last night, and I don't know the answer, but he asked if Malaysian trumpet snails eat mystery snails or bother them or can make them not so healthy.
Well, that one might be a question for Annette. I know ram's horns can bother mystery snails because they have been known to kind of eat on their shells.
Right.
But as far as Malaysian trumpet snails go, that I do not know. So, Annette, if you can chime in, my beautiful little mystery snail gardens, and let us know about
And
the.
actually, I learned that on when y'all took over Stephen's stream the other day.
Yeah,
The
that
reason
was-
he was asking was because he has all of his tanks have a lot of Malaysian trumpet snails, but in his tank with the mystery snails, he noticed that there's always several trumpet snails attached to the mystery snail.
Mhm.
So he's going to take the mystery snails out and put them in their own dedicated tank. But he was just wondering, and I didn't know the answer because I've never seen that.
Yeah, so Annette should. That girl knows everything.
Well, all I would say to Brian is get rid of those Malaysian trumpet snails because they are the devil, regardless of whether they bother mysteries.
Well, he put them up on his website. He was like, I could sell them. I was like, yes, people buy them.
Well, Malaysian trumpet snails?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I will undercut him by saying if you come to my house and get them out of my tank, you can have all of them.
Are they the ones that dig down in the substrate?
Yes.
Oh, so
They're
not
the
good.
sharp ones. They're the kind that if you take your sponge filter out of your tank and squeeze it really hard and there's a bunch of them in there, it hurts.
Oh, okay. Never-
It hurts a
Speaking
All I
from
lot.
have is mystery
experience?
snails and pests.
No, never. My living room tank is just the worst. And I don't even feed that tank a lot. And they're just like, I don't care. We're still going to reproduce.
because I think Malaysian trumpets are live bearer snails. I think they give live birth. So
They do.
they're just constantly, like, I have one tank that I have them in, and that is my puffer tank. And he doesn't touch them because they have a trapdoor. They have a hard operculum that they can close up, unlike ram's horns, bladders, and pond snails.
MTS mosh pit just doesn't have the same ring to it. So I can't write a song about it. They're just going to have to go.
Well, I do have a few ram's horn snails because apparently they came on some plants, and which I had read that they will help eat hydra. Of course, I can't get it confirmed, but I do have to say I'm not seeing as much hydra.
That's good,
So,
Dee. That's
Wait,
I don't
good.
know if it's because I'm feeding now in a specific area for my little shrimp
Mm.
and not letting it free float, or is it because the ram's horns? I went and collected them, all the ones I could find, because I just threw them all away not too long ago. It's like, get out of here, because there were so many. So now I collect them all, so I had to go back and find any that I could and put them back in this tank. And I'm not seeing it, but I also threw a mystery snail in there just to see. Of course, I guess if it runs over where they're at, it probably knocks them down or something. I don't know.
So I had some hydra. I had some green hydra in my ram's horns tank. And I would watch them because I read the same thing, Dee, that they eat that ram's horns eat hydra. Not once did I see any of mine try to graze on them at all. In fact, they would actually, like, as they're crawling on the glass or wherever the hydra were, they would try to go right around it because they sting. Like the hydra have stingy stings.
You'll have better luck getting a fish to eat it, and then only if they are freaking hungry. Like, pretty much any time they say a fish eats such and such, and it's like something that you don't want in your tank, the caveat is always if you don't feed them and they get desperate.
Other stuff.
And the same applies for mystery snails and algae and that kind of stuff.
Yep. This is a shrimp tank, so there's no fish in it.
Mm.
So,
well, I mean, I do know that there's hydra treatments that will kill the hydra and not the shrimp, because I've done it many times in my pleco mosh pit because of the sheer amount of food that I put in there. There's always seed shrimp and hydra and everything else, planaria.
There you go. There goes 5 of them.
5 ram's horns. I got your ram's horns.
I've also noticed that when it comes to hydra, if you feed baby brine shrimp, you're probably going to have hydra.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's for whatever reason, it seems that the hydra comes from the shells of the brine or whatever, that they attach their eggs to or colonize it. And it just seems weird that they come from a briny, brackish water environment.
Yeah, but I mean, they can arrive on plants. Basically, they can arrive attached to a snail. It's very easy to get in there. And the thing about baby brine shrimp is, like, you're clouding the water essentially with little tiny pieces of food, and that's like the ultimate thing for hydra. So they're gonna thrive if you feed them. If you feed that much baby brine, which I used to do, I need to get back into doing it again.
Yeah,
doing the daily brine culture.
Same. I used to do it once a week. I would, like, Sundays were my day. I would set it up like Saturday morning, and then by Sunday morning, everything was ready to feed. I would feed out baby brine to all the tanks, and then
I would do it every day. But
would that be the same with frozen baby brine shrimp?
I'm not so sure. I just know that when I hatch my own, so usually if I'm feeding a tank and it's not like concentrated with like a shrimp tank, if I put baby brine shrimp in that tank, I'm going to end up with hydra, but not so much the fish tank. Because the fish may eat everything before they have time to colonize and grow.
Mm.
But I do notice, and other people that I've talked to, that's kind of that you get hydra with the baby brine shrimp. A lot of people I've talked to that feed baby brine shrimp say, yeah, but I don't notice it as much because my fish eat them all.
Yeah, and you know what? Like, the perfect video about that is from Degenerate Fish Keeper. He made an amazing video about Hydra. So if you're not subbed to Degenerate, go sub, because that video, I mean, the footage that he got, he has footage of that Hydra eating the baby brine.
I need that camera so bad.
So do I. Like, it's killing me.
I have an Amazon wish list, and that camera right now is the only thing on it.
Yep. What kind of camera is it? 'Cause I do remember him saying what kind, but I don't know cameras.
Let's see.
It's awesome.
Was it a something 50? Is that what?
Olympus Tough TG6 waterproof camera. And right now on Amazon is $449. So that is, I probably will never have it, but it's on my list just because.
Oh, yeah. My next thing is a chair. Like, I just keep saying it. I can't.
I need a chair so badly.
Oh, yeah.
I can't sit in this dining room chair with this pillow behind me forever.
That's kind of what I got. I need to go to my son's and confiscate the game chair that I bought for my youngest son when Big Brother took it. Hey, Dad, you don't have any place to put it. Can I borrow it? He's had it for 3 years now. So,
Man.
Yeah. Is that the way it goes?
Well, that's what I'm hoping. So my birthday is April 10th, and my mom is April 12th. So she's actually coming out here for us to celebrate our birthdays together this year. And I'm hoping that I can keep dropping hints until she says, "How about I get you a chair for your birthday?"
Are the hints like, I need a chair? Or, hey, Mom, sit down in this dining room chair. Is that comfortable? No? Yeah.
Probably
That's me every day.
Do it for 3 hours at a time, because anything is okay for 20 minutes.
Oh, please.
I'm on a bar stool, so I can't even sit back, because I'm scared that if I get up, I might slam the thing into the tank. So I won't even use a chair with a back. But okay, everybody, I'm going to play the coffee cup video. So if you need to refresh your cup, go do it now. And that's right. There is more room at the table, and we are looking for more coffee cup sponsors.
Do we have an April end of month sponsor yet? Or is that going to be announced when April gets here?
I do not know.
Good answer.
I don't know. I'm just a volunteer here.
I try.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I do not know, but if she does, she probably was waiting until April starts to announce it. I'm assuming.
That makes sense.
Because, hey, it's hard enough to keep up with where we're at, much less what we got going ahead.
Maybe.
So, but
Oh wow.
Yes, so we're looking for that. We probably are looking for a month-end sponsor, and anybody can be a coffee cup sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
So just
Anybody.
email Jess at the Aquatic Morning Show at gmail.com. And good morning, Miss Kelly.
Kelly Foreman.
Miss
Yeah.
So
Kelly,
Mexicali keeper also came in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading my book, lady.
Look
And
at
you know
you reading a
what?
book.
The talk that y'all had on Monday, a lot of that came right back to, in this book, talking about the carbonate and all that. That was part of the
Nice.
chapters that I read. It's like, oh, and now I actually kind of knew what the book was talking about, so I wasn't just reading words.
I haven't made the thumbnail yet, but next week we're going to be talking about aquascaping. And we're also going to have a guest. Miss Brookley Bell will be our guest on Wet Your Plants on Monday because she is really good at aquascaping and she's watched a lot of the other YouTube channels, taken a lot of notes. And of course, those notes are going to be gorgeous looking notes.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see those. She's got pages of them. But the topic is aquascaping, but from the perspective of a fish keeper who wants a sustainable long-term aquascape, not one of those things where it's like, oh, let's buy $1,000 worth of dwarf baby tears and Monte Carlo and all that crap, and let's just decorate a tank, take your photo, and then tear it down, because who the hell is going to want to like maintain that for more than a week?
And that's
Right.
true because it's two different beasts.
Yeah, because that's like the RO water, heavily CO2 injected, criminally understocked, just like where the plants and the Instagram share is the most important part of it.
Speaking of RO water, I got mine hooked up and all, and yes, I have to do it outside. So I made me like a hanger, so I can take the unit off and on, hang it up, hook it up to the hose, drop the lines in the wastewater bucket barrels and the RODI barrel, and I run it. But this system that I got through Joe's Shrimp Shack, I can, and I'm sure it's not a 55-gallon barrel. It's the pickle type big orangey barrels with the black lids. It's not really a
33
55,
gallon.
I was gonna say, I bet it's 33 gallon.
but I can fill two of those up, like after the morning show is over and before I come in for dinner. So it does the job. It's the water saver version, and I can say that it's almost gallon for gallon of wastewater. Almost.
Bad.
It's not bad at all. So if you're looking for one, spend the extra money and go ahead and get that, because you don't have to put your money down the pipe, so to speak. Good morning, Paul McCarthy.
My goal is to not have to use RO water, but in your case, Dee Dee, I wholeheartedly support your use of RO water because your KH is just wackadoodle. So
Yes.
if you want to grow plants, that's the way to do it.
Yep, that's what I've had to decide. You know, do I want this or do I want that? And it's like, okay, I'll take the extra work. And what I did for this tank, I did a 50% water change the first week, but I filled up the first quarter with normal water. And then the other quarter, so it's like an eighth of a tank, came back with the remineralized. So I'm doing it very, very slow.
What are you remineralizing with?
I forgot the name of it.
While she's looking, Crown Tail, in order to be entered in the month-end giveaway, you have to make sure that every week you're doing those, you're making your comments on the shorts, the I Love the Aquatic Morning Show. They post it every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, right? Steven, I've got the days right. I always get those mixed up. And then the Friday winners of those, each of those weeks, are entered at the end of the month to that particular giveaway, for the end of month giveaway. That's how you want to do that.
And I also have this one, but I haven't used this one.
I use that, Didi. I use Equilibrium and I use Alkaline Buffer because my water has almost 0 pH and 0 GH.
It has almost 0 what?
KH and GH. So the Alkaline Buffer ups my KH and the Equilibrium ups my GH, basically.
Really?
So I have 22 degrees of KH.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's wacky. Like her plant growing would be basically impossible. So I see. I would say, DD, instead of the replenish, I would use Equilibrium only in your tank. And also, I mean, I use Equilibrium. I also have the Nylock G GH boost, which is basically the same thing. It's calcium, magnesium, and potassium. Potassium is one of those things that's hard to get from the tap, so it's important for a planted tank.
Now, something that I heard in y'all's talk the other day was about the GH. You don't have to basically worry about having too much GH. Is that what?
To an extent.
Right. But I'm having trouble with enough, like in my shrimp tanks.
Yeah.
Even though I'm adding the stuff for Neocaridina, my GH is still registering hardly nothing. So I did see there was a GH booster.
I mean, that's what Equilibrium is. Any GH booster is just a magnesium and calcium and potentially potassium, but the magnesium and the calcium are the main.
So I have a liquid GH remineralizer that I use for my shrimp, and it says right there: ingredients: calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium, and trace minerals.
There you go.
I'm gonna get my little bottle out and do this. I don't get
Good morning, Mary Page.
Mary.
Good morning, Mary.
And yes, you did hear a tiny meow, Kelly Foreman.
And she got a cup of coffee handed to her.
And a bell.
We saw that
make
come
you some
in.
coffee. All right.
We saw that smile come over her face.
Nice.
So I knew Kyle was in the room somewhere.
I had to mute it because I literally put in private chat. I'm like, Kyle's being a bull to China shop, so I got to mute.
Well, you know what? I never even heard him.
That's because I muted it.
And Mary Page, good morning.
Because I'm literally right in front of me.
But anyways, if people are interested in water parameters and learning and plants and all that, on Mondays, Stephen and Kelly have a Wet Your Plants episode every Monday it's 5 for me Eastern.
Yeah.
4 Central. Am I correct?
4 Central.
And it's excellent. In fact, I even went back to episode 1 and I rewatched it with my notes again, and I added more notes this time.
Oh yeah.
So you can always learn from that. So thank y'all so much for doing that. It really
has Kelly, because I couldn't do that by myself. But when Kelly was like, "I love to stream with you," I'm like, "Oh my god, this is going to be the best stream ever."
She's great.
Yeah.
And just look, Stephen, one of these Balsinaries that they gave, it's way over here in the 90, and it goes and it drops off way over here.
I have to trim mine like every 3 days with CO2. That stuff has just invaded. Like behind me, that's like right after a trim. But looking at it right now, yeah, that's it gets like 5-6 feet long if you let it.
Well, I had to show it off before I trim it because I've never had to do this before. It's just like everybody's got to see it to believe it.
Yep. So, when you start trimming it regularly, then it starts sprouting a bunch of runners, and you're gonna get a lot of that stuff. I love it though. The Val Gigantea is my favorite Val, I think.
Oh, I got one that's curly Q, and it won't.
Oh, I got some. I will send you an invasive amount of Val.
I mean, I've got jungle Val in almost every tank. Mm-hmm. And I love it. I mean, I went and changed my substrate out yesterday in my ram's horn tank because I kept finding them getting stuck in the gravel. So I said, you know what? We're just getting rid of the gravel and we're changing it. So I pulled all of my plants out. I pulled those valves out, man, and it was like 6 or 7 of them, just all connected by their runners and just crazy long. I love valves. Valves, I mean, they're easy and they're beautiful.
Now, this plant right here.
Tail is asking, any tips on growing Java moss?
Ooh.
Okay, well, for me, in a bunch of CO2, because otherwise moss. I mean, now it's doing okay because I finally have some immersed version of it, but like, find a good source first of Java moss. That's number one, because if you're gonna get it immersed grown or like from a farm that does like RO super soft water and you put it in your water, it melts really fast and it's hard to get it to come back. So, yeah, I would say number one, wherever you buy it from, grill them about their water parameters.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can get something that's been grown immersed in similar water parameters to you and you transfer it over, it doesn't take much. Just keep the light low because you don't want, and also keep it clean because you don't want algae to start growing in it, because once it does and takes hold, you might as well just throw the whole Java moss clump away.
Mm-hmm. Any moss that happens to. Ask me how I know.
Oh, I see. I have a room.
Everybody finds
One
out
of the
the hard
things
way.
that I've learned is that in any of the mosses that I have, it seems that continuous or consistent trimming and pruning helps keep it growing faster. Even Sawassertang, when I trim Sawassertang, it tends to grow faster. So, and by doing that, you also help the mosses fend off any of the algae because they got a little bit of a growth spurt. So
Right.
the algae doesn't, they outcompete the algae. But that's just it with me. That's what I've learned. And more of keeping it not so compacted in a tight wad, because then it definitely doesn't do well. It needs to have water flowing through it.
It starts browning and rotting on the inside, and then algae again, because you've got all that broken down detritus that's being trapped in there. But the flow is very important. In fact, I think I heard this from Bentley, and it actually works pretty well. If you want to get a good clump of Java moss going, if you have a sponge filter in your tank, you take the Java moss and you wrap it around the top part of your sponge filter. You just kind of cover that, and then you got constant flow through it, and it'll connect to the sponge filter and it'll start growing out from it. I've had good success with that.
No, the moss does like
Thanks
to
for
be
that. She says halfway point.
Yep, we're at the
Oh,
halfway
Garden's
point.
just trying to run everything, huh?
All right.
A little
Oh,
boss lady.
Command center. Halfway. Take a break,
You
guys.
do your thing, girl.
Thank you, Annette.
Yes, ma'am.
We need all the help we can get.
Screw you, Annette. I mean, thank you.
You want to hit one, or you want me to get it, Steve?
What are we doing? What am I supposed to do?
A song.
Are we? Which song?
Well, she sent me 3 to choose from, but I see over here we have the members only song.
Is it anyone's birthday? We could do that.
Nope, it's nobody's. The first
All right,
one I know
well-
of is Bex. So if anybody has a birthday coming up, let us know.
All right.
Mine's in August.
Thanks for letting me know.
Mine's before that. Okay, we'll do the members only song.
It's a live ever mosh pit. So watch it, don't knock it, drop and fry every day, ain't gon' stop it. People saying hey and whoa and take it slow, it's out of control, but they don't know I got a mother loving biome. Nature! So leave it alone, they're doing fine in a happy home. Making babies with their fathers and mothers and sisters and brothers is kinda gross, but you know that's the way it goes. Now I'm in the midst of a colony blitz. It all started with the batch of fry. The mama died, but the baby survived and grew up and thrived. Then the guppies kicked the breeding into overdrive. What was accidental and incremental blew up into an exponential and totally mental experimental hit. And the fish police threw a fit. I guess they just couldn't handle my live bearer mosh pit. Best not front on me about this company, 'cause you can't spell guppy without that one and only G. You might think from this rhyme that I'm mucking up guppy lines. Ain't got no crooked spines or time to hear you whine. Stop the fish police! I'm making hybrids I desire to acquire and combine entire lines designed to inspire and surprise and advertise the rise of my monkey fighting live bearer empire. You're looking all distraught, you think it's overstocked, but you got no shot to sway me, you're an afterthought. Yeah, I got guppies getting blitzed on duckweed. Had enough of these, well they don't stop and neither do we. You might call it a challenge, it's a foot per gallon. Your rationale is sound, but it's a little unfounded, 'cause I'm gonna be crowned as the best flippin' mud guppy breeder around on this earth. And my mutts, I assert, are gonna make you a convert to a chaotic tank that doesn't take much effort or the hand of an expert. Look, all I did was rap and 5 guppies just gave birth. Best not front on me about this company, 'cause you can't spell guppy without that one and only G. You might think from this rhyme that I'm mucking up guppy lines. Ain't got no crooked spines or time to hear you whine, 'cause you best not front on me about this company, 'cause you can't spell guppy without that one and only G. If you wanna do like I do, fertilize the plants with fish food, don't fret about being overrun, just chill and have some fun. I got the new genetics for the color theoretics, a different aesthetic. It's cosmetic and frenetic. If you don't get it, I do. I got a vision, it's eidetic. And your derision, well, it's really quite pathetic. Uh-oh. Now you see a bunch of platties, they're looking fatty. You think it's fatty, and the plants are overgrown, getting kinda ratty. It's alright, little laddie. Just look me in the eye and tell me who's your daddy. Best not front on me about this company, 'cause you can't spell guppy without that one and only G. You might think from this rhyme that I'm mucking up guppy lines. Ain't got no crooked spines or time to hear you whine, 'cause you best not front on me about this company, 'cause you can't spell guppy without that one and only G. If you wanna do like I do, fertilize the plants with fish food, don't fret about being overrun, just chill and have some fun. Yeah. You think I give a fudge about some algae? What, you afraid of shiznit getting too natural up in this biznatch? Good sir, dispose of your TDS meter, for it measures organic and inorganic solids, and it's more beneficial to learn the chemistry of your water. Thank you very much. If you wanna do like I do, fertilize the plants with fish food, don't fret about being overrun, just chill and have some fun.
Quack, quack.
Meh.
What did I see a while ago flash up for specs? She nearing a milestone?
I guess I'm 16 away from 500.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, 16.
Yeah. I didn't even look. I haven't looked today. So.
Oh my goodness. That's awesome.
It's
If
exciting.
anybody is not subscribed to Beck's Fish Room, get right on over there. She has some good stuff. Very talented.
Absolutely. Need to
Artistically,
get her to
makes
500.
good
Yeah.
content.
Fellow Texan. Woohoo! More
Mhm.
Texans in the house.
Texas Native Aquatics. All right.
Is that somebody new?
I have not seen that name. So new to me.
I haven't seen it either. Welcome.
I move stuff around on my cheat sheet on grabbing my what do you call them, links, and now I can't find anything. I did it so I could find stuff easier, but what I normally am used to looking at I can't find, but I can find the new stuff.
Fertilizing plants with fish poop.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of that, are you saying fish food or fish poo?
Poo. I mean, it's the same thing, and it all goes to the same place.
Yeah.
It all becomes detritus.
Mhm.
So yeah,
But you still add extra fertilizer.
not in the mosh pit. Heck no,
Oh.
unless you count the potassium that comes with the GH boost, because you do need potassium. My water doesn't have any of it, and that's to me that's the most convenient way to add it because I already need to add GH boost to it.
Well, I am in the same boat.
Yes, everybody get your cats and your dogs to subscribe to Beaks. 16 short of 500.
I will check my
Yeah,
husband's
sir.
account after this. he has subscribed to lots of fish people.
Oh, that's how Kyle is now.
I've got this stuff.
Yeah, I've got that too. Big
How
old
would I
5-pound bag of potassium sulfate.
How
Eric,
do I use it?
Eric.
I need some of Eric's energy this morning.
Oh yeah, boy. Meow.
Man, I
I
don't
bet
know.
when he wakes up in the morning, he sits up and does.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I picture Eric. I mean, I
His wife probably has to keep a water pistol nearby. Calm him down.
Down, boy. Down.
Oh, I'm envious, Eric. I am envious of your enthusiasm and your energy, bud.
Yes, sir.
Indeed.
It's great to have it. And the luckiest man this week is Ian from Atkins Nature Aquariums. He found him a 40 breeder on the side of the road.
Geek.
What?
Careful.
And it still had the label on it, if I remember the picture correctly.
Oh, man.
How lucky can you get for that?
Yeah, really.
I never have that look.
Awesome. That sounds interesting.
Are you going to poke me with a broom? Beaks?
Oh, that's not you. That's Dee Dee.
That's what Geek said. Careful, Steven. Beaks is going to grab a broomstick and shove it straight up if you keep calling her Beaks. Okay. Beaksies.
I've given him.
Joseph. My husband sees all these things on because he watches YouTube on the TV, and it'll be like Dee's finned in, mains, tails furred, and it just keep popping up. It's like depends on how often I have gone in and done something. Yes, 40 breeder is an excellent size. It's one of my favorite size tanks.
It's the perfect size for a plant farm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
Well, you have that extra depth, so you can, layer your decor, rocks, whatever you use, and still have room for plants, and you still have room for some fish. Because I've got a 55 with some rocks in it, and it's like there's not a whole lot of room in between, the glass on either side. So they kind of have to go in a tunnel, down by the bottom. But the rocks aren't that huge; they're just decent rocks.
Mm-hmm.
And in the 40, they don't even make a difference.
I learned something last night for everybody that uses StreamYard when sharing videos. I thought it was strange because I shared a video that I had just done earlier for some shrimp. I wanted to show people some shrimp. And it was really jittery. It slowed down the stream. It was hard to watch. So I basically took it off. And then I popped up another video I had used before, and it was extremely smooth, and you could see the picture. Well, thinking back to when I exported my media and put it out, it was set on 4K settings. So StreamYard doesn't do very well showing a 4K video. And I didn't pay attention. Like I said, I was trying to do it real quick, like 10 minutes before the stream, and I just wanted to have a little clip to share. But because it output it and it encoded it under 4K settings, it didn't work well sharing it on StreamYard. So just a little tip there. Pay attention to your output, settings when you're encoding your files that you edit if you use Premiere. or something like that that actually encodes it
Right.
when you export it.
But when you start talking export and import, I freeze. It's like I don't know if I'm supposed to do that kind of stuff.
Brooklyn, you're amazing.
I used to not know what to do because I posted a video and I didn't pay attention to the output settings. And then when it came up, it was like small. It didn't fill up the screen. And somebody commented, "What's this? Like a video from the 90s?" And I was like, I didn't do anything different. And then I started watching the output settings when I save the file or export it to make sure that it's in 920 versus 1080, that setting.
Well,
Just little things you learn. I'm just
absolutely. And like, I was trying to figure out how to do the giveaway tool thingy. And it's like, because I've never done it, Jess does it and I just watch. So you're like, oh, you got to do this, and this. But the giveaway we'll be doing today, I don't need to do that because I don't need them to key in a certain word. So it's like, okay, well, that don't work for that then. So now what do I do? Because I didn't know who was coming at the time. And because I was doing some homework last night. And it's like, okay, well, it's 4 people. I can put a number on a piece of paper if I have to.
Yeah.
But thank God the Capri came, so I had lots of help. But the other night, Alex asked me to join him and Big Tank Hank on his stream. And that was very interesting.
I missed that one.
Going there, but what he was wanting to talk about was like aquariums in prison settings for rehabilitation.
Oh.
That, stuff that if you stay infraction free, you get to be awarded by being able to work on, things like that in a positive way. Of course, having worked behind the wall so long, it's like an aquarium, as beautiful as it would be and as great as it would be for people to be able to sit and watch the fish. Both of us felt like the implementation would be a detriment to the fish, basically. Just knowing how it works inside prison. But it's a great idea because they do have like dog programs where people get picked to be dog trainers and they have to be infraction free and, participate in some classes and programs and got their little awards for this, that, the other. And, it helps them grow and give back. And the prison I worked at actually had a dog program that a rescue group got the dogs and they screened them for, friendliness or whatever. And we had 6 inmates that had a backup. So 2 guys worked with 1 dog, and some of them might be an 8-year-old dog that's been running the streets for 2 years, or it might be a pedigree dog that just ended up in the shelter. But basically, they taught them, the obedience commands, sit, stay, whatever. I've seen them learn how to ride skateboards. I've seen them do little tricks. It just depends on the dog and the trainer. But it gave 12 people a chance to bond with an animal and be part of something a little bit bigger than themselves. And it was a very positive program. And they even started having competitions between the prisons with dogs, where the guys and, of course, correctional officers have to take them, and they would compete, and who was the reigning prison that had the best dog trainers, dogs. And also, these same dogs, halfway through their training, these rescue people would bring volunteers or potential owners to come and sit and watch. And then they would make applications on these dogs. And if they got through all the screening process and whatnot, they would actually adopt this dog. They would have a doggy graduation at the end of the 6 or 8 weeks, whatever it was. And the new owners would walk out with their dogs on a leash, And then, of course, the guys would get a little sad because they spend so much time, and it's just nice knowing something needs you in there, So, but then when they get another dog, they love that one too, and they do a great job, and it helps the little dogs not go where they sometimes have to go if they don't get adopted.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's a good idea in the thought process of, what he would like to do, but certain prison setups just wouldn't work because, well, and I know if you have a catastrophe, you've got to be able to get stuff to remedy. Say you have whatever, and you need some sort of something. You can run to the store and you can get it, whatever you got to do, drain your water, whatever. Where here, these guys would have to try to talk to somebody who doesn't know or appreciate what it's going to take.
Yeah.
Then they've got to go through a process. Oh, I've got to get a purchase order approved. Now it's 4 days before you can buy this $12 bottle of stuff or whatever. So therefore, it would just be very, very hard.
Yeah, I guess there'd have to be a CO there who was a fish keeper and who was willing to like dedicate part of their job to making sure that tank was always maintained.
Yeah, but if they're on vacation or if the rotations they're not working, and or they're scheduled away, so it's very, very hard to have staff that could assist with that. But it was interesting and it was fun, to even be considered to share my views on that. Mm-hmm. Now, we also had a geriatric type dormitory where a bunch of ailing people, and a lot of them never came out, walking. But that would have been a great place to have had something like that, just to give them something to pass the time besides watching just daytime soap opera or something like that. So it has its plus.
Yeah, I need to go back and watch that stream.
Yeah, I want to now too, definitely. Hello, Eduardo.
Whoa, hold that up again. What you got?
I love your tone. Hello, Eduardo.
I have my mocha frappe.
Hi, Eduardo. Oh, I'm the patient today. So we got Dr. Dee, Nurse Jerry, Orderly Bex, and Patient Steven. Okay.
Are we going to play doctor?
How may I help you,
told me.
Y'all got to work on me? What's my ailment? What's my issue today? I have a lot of them. I just want to know what today is.
Yeah, you can about pick one for me. I probably have it.
Mm-hmm.
Just name something. I'm probably either 1 or 2 steps away. So.
Yes, Eduardo knows I only pick him because I enjoy him.
But speaking of Alex, let's watch our little Fishery segment.
Oh, cool. I don't have that, so I'm glad you do.
Yeah, I'm prepared for once. How about that? Every once in a while, I surprise even myself.
Do you remember the time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a given, Joe Stan.
Bye. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Fishery, which is basically secret history living in your aquarium, featuring all the new academic articles, news articles, and interesting topics we find coming out in the hobby on a daily occurrence. So today we're going to be talking about something that is really fascinating to me, and that is the study of venoms and toxins as medicine in humans. And this is just another reminder as to why it is so important that we preserve biodiversity. Oftentimes we lose parts of, reef systems, and all around the world, we're losing species before we even know that they exist, let alone that they exist with the possibility to do something like cure diabetes or cancer. So today I'm going to tell you a little bit about the research that's going on right now in Utah on studying the venomous, one of the venomous cone snails that occurs in the Philippines. So basically, they're finding these medical breakthroughs by studying their venoms. And scientists already know that the venom of cone snails, which prowl the ocean floor, usually hunting for fish, they contain compounds that can be adapted to pharmaceutical uses. They've done this with cone snail venom to treat chronic pain, as an anti-venom, to treat diabetes and pancreatic issues, to mark tumor cells or cancer cells, and all sorts of other maladies, as well as paralyzing certain parts of the body for short amounts of times for surgery and things like that. But lately they're looking at a new cone snail, and it produces a hormone that is really similar to a somatostatin, which is a hormone that humans have. And somatostatin was refined, obviously, over millions of years, evolving in us as well as other organisms. But they didn't expect it to be in a venom, because you would think that a venom would need to be fast acting. However, according to the professor Helena Safavi Hemami, who is a professor at the University of Utah, as well as an associate professor at the University of Copenhagen, she was saying that we should look really broadly and keep an open eye for completely new compounds that are slow acting. So in venoms, you'd think they'd be quick because they'd need to take down the animal quickly when hunting. But it turns out that in a lot of cone snail venoms, they're using hormones and other compounds that we would have never thought could have been weaponized chemically. And they're using them, and they may take several hours to kick in. And so due to a research by a research grant that was given by the U.S. Department of Defense, another professor, William Young, was looking at another Philippine cone snail that also uses the same hormone, which is somatostatin. And on the Philippine island of Bohol, I think is how you say it, Bohol, they found these snails that they call Boholano snails, cone snails, and they used to sell them to tourists. So this guy happened to grow up in the Philippines who's doing the study, and they knew that when they were collecting them, that they had a little gland that was poisonous in them. And so when they would gut them and cook them like I guess like scallops or anything else, they knew to avoid this little bean-shaped organ in his little area in the Philippines, a very small island with a very specific diet, mostly consisting of seafood. But then they'd take the shells and sell them to tourists. So he dealt with this snail that was potentially deadly many times. And people have known for a long time that cone snails can be deadly to humans and to fish alike. And a lot of times they just assume if it wasn't quick acting in humans, that was because humans are so big and they're usually hunting fish that are small. And it turns out that, chemically, most cone snails use a tase and tether option where they shoot out a little thing and then they try to reel in the fish. But this snail basically sprays out a whole array of chemicals and those somatostatin analogs, and then in the water, the fish swims through it and starts to feel the effects of it. So only half of these cone snail species that exist in the Pacific have even been studied at all. So the Asperella genus of cone snails is what we're looking at in this study, and they're deeper water cone snails that are found sometimes as deep as 200 all the way to 800 feet is where they hang out when they're not hunting in the shallows. And so they're less known to scientists, but now we're learning that they use these slower methods, which is kind of interesting. And they may even hunt as a collective. So they may spray it out, it stuns the fish swims off for a while, and then it dies or starts twitching and becoming unable to move. And then it is caught by another snail, or that snail tracks it down, depending on how fast the fish are. But when looking at this one snail, they began to find another snail that had the same chemical compound in it, and they thought that was odd because it's such a slow acting poison. It takes in mice like 4 to 5 hours to work. So in that same genus, they found another species by the name of Rolani, and they found that in mice, seemingly the same molecule, the same peptide used in the venom, made the mice act sluggish and unresponsive, made their breathing slow, but it worked a lot quicker. and it acted almost immediately. And so they thought, well, how is this possible? It's the same chemical compound. So later they looked at it under a scanning electron microscope and crystallotelemetry, I think it's called. And they looked at it and were able to see the molecular structure and see that the other snail actually had this same slow acting hormone, but it was able to break off part of the molecule shape of it so that it only fit into 2 of the 5 receptors that mammals have. And they don't know at all about what fish have as far as receptors. But what's really interesting is that means that it is potentially a slow acting hormone that in medicine we use for hormones for all sorts of things. But in this case, it's actually a hormone, somatostatin, that regulates the growth of cells. And specifically, they've used it as a treatment, unrelated to these snails. They've used it as a chemical to slow down tumor growth and also to stop pituitary tumors that cause people to grow forever, like gigantism, basically. And so now they're finding that there may be other ways to break off these parts of molecules and to have them dock with receptors and work fast acting. And so they're wondering, what else out there that we think of as just part of how the body functions and it's a slow acting thing could be kind of either retargeted or weaponized into targeting a specific cells that are a problem. And they're thinking about things like this also could have an impact on cells in the pancreas that control aspects of diabetes. And so now they've actually developed from other cone snails, unrelated to this study, another different hormone that they were studying that's slow acting, but slow is relative because they still developed a fast acting, quicker than actual natural insulin response. They created something you can inject and it will target the sensor cells in the pancreas eventually by going through the blood. And within 10 minutes, it can return you from a diabetic shock. And so that's really great. It's consomatostatin RO1 protein, apparently. So they are able to do this. And now they're looking at the new compounds in this particular snail and wondering, well, what can we do? Because, rattlesnakes venom has been used for all sorts of things, and it is another slow acting venom. So now there's this whole new race with, labs that are pharmaceutical companies looking at how they can study these slow acting different chemicals in the body and medications that may usually take 30 or 40 minutes, and how they can actually retarget them, rearrange the molecule, and have it then dock with the same proteins or receptors or whatever it needs to do in the body, but happen in a matter of seconds or minutes. And that is a huge breakthrough for especially life-saving, something like epinephrine, for instance. Like there may be a way to prevent inflammation. There's a lot of anti-inflammatory properties as well as inflammatory properties in a lot of these poisons. And a lot of these like peptides and enzymes that have been isolated specifically from that Rolani snail, it activates, like I said, only 2 of the 5 receptors. So they can also use it in people who have a sensitivity to something, or if they're doing surgery and they need your heart rate to stay down, but that hormone normally hits receptors, maybe of the 5 receptors, 3, one of them raises the heart rate. Now they can use this, which is a naturally occurring compound, and they can figure out how to refine it chemically, but they can use it and it will target only the 2 receptors that are needed for the surgery, so that the patient is stable during surgery and their metabolism doesn't get all messed up and they don't go into shock or whatnot. Their heart rate stays down. So basically, it's just another confirmation that we need to look in every corner of the world and study life to understand, how we can help ourselves, how we can help each other, and that preservation is really important, and that oftentimes we spend millions of dollars, billions of dollars studying chemicals that we have made synthetically when we could just be looking at nature and it would be a whole lot quicker. So there's some links to this information on my page and in the community tab. And if you're interested, breeze through it. It's pretty fascinating stuff. So I will talk to you guys next time. Sorry, this was a little bit of a long one, but I'll talk to you next time on the Fishery on the Aquatic Morning Show. See you later. Bye, Jess.
Okay.
There we go. Mm-hmm.
What?
Huh?
What?
Hi.
Oh, so blood pressure, good.
I'm gonna have to
Toxins, bad. Wait.
watch that one.
I got to
I mean-
rewatch that one. Yeah, that was a lot of information that just at some point it just like it wouldn't go in anymore.
But it certainly gives you something to think about because
Yeah, because all that
just
stuff
think
is
where
very
science will be in 50 years.
all that stuff is very interesting, and especially like I get it, the pharmaceuticals work. They've been doing it for years where they try to emulate chemically what we can find in nature easily, but they don't tell us that secret. They don't want us to know we can find it in nature because they're trying to reproduce it chemically so that way they can charge us lots of money.
Indeed.
Paul Sotero was saying that he had contact with Ed today. And it was
Good.
good to see Ed up and about. But just like medicine, they did his surgery a little bit different than yours, I take it, because they had to put a plate on his chest because his arms would probably pull. So they put a plate to help hold that,
Yeah, I didn't get a plate. I know I got the wires that held my chest plate together, but yeah, I didn't have to have it. I couldn't imagine. I mean, either way, it's painful.
everybody I've ever known had
cannot
wires. And everybody has always said it was very painful. And I'm sure that it is. But he's enjoying getting his boxes from everybody, and everybody's been reaching out. And if you want to send him something to entertain himself with while he's recuperating, just get with Rico, and Rico will give you the address if you don't already have it. And I know people have been sending him Sculpty and that kind of stuff. And
looks like Whip's World sent him a mug that he's enjoying this morning. So Nico and I have a brand new favorite mug. Thank you so much, Whip. A Whip's World coffee mug.
Yeah, and cards, guys. Like, you don't have to send gifts or things like that. Like, just a card, just a get well card, means the world to Ed. So definitely reach out, Rico. I know Lefty said that reach out to him if you can't get a hold of Rico. So yeah.
Yep.
I know the
address as well. So just there's a lot of people who have his address to reach out to.
And I watched the video and you can see he's struggling.
Yeah.
To do this video, even though he wanted to, but you could see there was a lot of pain.
Yeah, I could definitely relate.
And he said even the cats knew something was wrong and they were being very good.
Oh, yeah.
So
they know.
The animals can tell.
Yeah, they know. Like if I'm hurting or upset, Rin is right there next to me and meowing and rubbing up against me like, Mom, what's wrong? What's wrong? They just know.
Yeah. So, but everybody keep him in your thoughts. And you just never know where Ed will pop up. So can't keep a good man down.
I did see on Bipolar Aquatics that they had to do a hip replacement and he's recovering from that. So apparently his accident that he was in was pretty bad and they had to replace his hip.
I did hear that he was in an accident, but I did not hear any details.
Yeah, beyond it was really bad. That was the only thing I think that any of us had heard thus far was that it was very, very bad.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in a while.
Well, but I might be wrong, but I think it was like fatal for at least one person involved.
Yeah.
The accident.
Yeah. In the other car, I think, not with Bipolar, but in the other car that was involved.
Yeah.
Of course, Eduardo's had his run-in about a week or so ago.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, He had his little insurance meeting.
There's Annette.
Yep.
Reminding us what we're supposed to be doing. Good job, girl.
No, it's just a polite question, right? Not a demand.
Well, I appreciate it, girl. And she's right. We do have to do a giveaway.
And good morning, Hippie John.
Yeah, Hippie John, the fisherman.
I enjoy Hippie John.
I thought it was cute that Eduardo called his car Scarlet.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you don't name your cars, Z? I totally name my cars.
Well, my husband does. And since they're white, one of them is Ghost 1 and the other is Ghost 2.
Oh, I like it. Mine is like a white kind of creamy color that's like sparkly. It's Nissan Murano. I named it Avalanche.
Now, my old blue, I've got a 2002 S10. That's blue. I don't know what he calls his Corvette.
I always name my cars. It's like a family thing. Like my dad's truck was big blue, even though it was purple, and he swore to God it was blue. Like my mom's Nissan Altima, because it was like an apple red. She named it Fuji, like a Fuji apple.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he drives the S10 almost everywhere because he just does errands, So why pull out that big truck or something you're going to take and get banged into in the parking lots and whatnot, just to go get some bread or something. So he drives the little S10, and I was like, man, you got a brand new truck sitting in the driveway. Why don't you drive it? But he says, I don't have anywhere to go with it right now. We do drive it when we go somewhere, but if it's just him, he takes that little S10 and goes on about it. He don't worry about something splashing on him. He loves to clean a car, which is good because I don't.
Yeah, I know.
But he loves to vacuum out the inside and wipe everything down. Oh, yeah.
So, good morning, Ian.
And he loves to gas them up, too. That's another good part that I like.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I've gotten so sorry that I don't even look at the gas needle. I just depend on him to do it. And one of these days I'm going to get caught because it's like, if he didn't think to drive mine or whatever, I might get caught on the side of the road because I just don't think to look at it anymore.
I barely leave the house anyway. So, like, Kyle normally takes my car to work once a week just to make sure it's getting driven and that battery doesn't, get drained down.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rico, it's clean, I swear.
Look who has woken up and joined us, the Rico of the Stan.
Oh, he's been up. He just lost power this morning, and he also, I guess, had his phone unplugged all night, so he had 3% battery, and so he just had to wait till he had power back to reemerge.
Oops. Do y'all have any of those emergency battery packs for your phones and stuff at your house?
I got about 12 of them.
Yeah, I've got one.
I've got one.
Yeah.
Because no matter where we go, by the time we get there, the charger in the vehicle don't keep it charged fast enough when you're watching YouTube the whole way.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to run that battery pack to even have a phone to take pictures or whatever if we do go somewhere, because I'll have like 12% by the time we get somewhere. And so that's what I do. I just go ahead and attach it and just run it. But yeah, when we start getting, we're going to have high winds, I run, make sure that thing is charged up, because you got to have your phone, but you won't know anything. So if the power goes out, you don't have any TV.
Yep.
So
the emergency radio don't kick on right for some reason. I don't know why, but when it does.
Breaking news. The mystery snails that I thought I was getting tomorrow are actually arriving today, and I just saw the mail truck, so they're probably about 10 to 15 minutes away from being here.
Yeah.
Like that was long.
You haven't announced
mail
it,
delivery.
Okay, so Steven, what color morphs did you get?
Jade, blue, and magenta.
Ooh.
And Jenna wants purple, and Foxy didn't have purples right now. They still need some time to grow, and so we're just going to wait, and I'll order some more of those a little bit later.
Pretty. I've got 2 jades, and the next color morph I want to get is magenta. I love magenta. It's so pretty.
I have several colors. I'm not sure which one is magenta versus purple, whatever. But Stephen, would you like to pull up the wheel thing for us so we can go ahead and do that month-end giveaway?
All right. Are we doing the giveaway? Okay.
And everybody, if you just popped in, this is for the month-end giveaway where we have 4 weekly winners that qualify. Each Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, a short is posted. Oh, I'm getting a package too. But when she posts that link, you need to make sure you go in, click on that, leave the comments. I love watching the Aquatic Morning Show to be eligible for the Friday fish race. The winners of the Friday fish races are eligible for the month-end race. And this month-end giveaway is provided by Beck's Fish Room, which will include a coffee mug, mugged by Q, a Tams Premium tea, and a $100 gift card to Aquarium Co-op. So,
Which will be emailed over to you today, to the winner. So probably later this afternoon, but you will have it today.
oh, so good luck, everybody. And we have our four weekly winners are Nola's Dolls and Aquatics, Jennifer Weaver, Fishymon, and Geek Boy. And you know what this wheel is. It's the wheel of
You lose. So I don't know if everyone here is familiar with the weekly giveaway that I do on Saturdays for See Me McStreamy, but the wheel of you lose is a wheel of elimination. So that means if the wheel lands on your name, you do not win. You, in fact, lose. Most people will lose. One person will not. So I was given the names that were eligible. So I'm just assuming that they are accurate. Geek Boy, Fishymon, Jennifer Weaver, Nola's Dolls and Aquatics. So again, I'm going to spin, and if it lands on your name, congratulations, you lose.
Yep.
And also I extended the wheel spin time for dramatic effect because there's only 4 people on the wheel, right? So
yeah. Yep.
All right, without further ado, sorry, Nola.
Oh no.
Here we go.
Oh, so close.
Fishymon off
Fishymon.
the wheel.
You're a loser, buddy. Sorry.
Who's it going to be? Jennifer Weaver or Geek Boy? And here we go.
Oh.
Sorry, Geek BOI. And congratulations to Jennifer Weaver. You have won an Aquarium Co-op gift card for $100 and a shirt and a mug. And
Beautiful.
Someone will post the details on how to claim all those things because I don't know. I mean, I kind of have the gist of it, but yeah.
But you can send the email to the Aquatic Morning Show at gmail.com, and Jess and Bex will work it out and get that to you. Congratulations, Jennifer.
Very nice, very nice.
That's a very nice. A gift card to Aquarium Co-op just by itself helps a lot of
Thank you,
people.
Bex.
You know,
Thank you very much, Bex.
buy stuff they might not would buy on their own, such as I did when I won one.
I see the mail truck. I see the mail truck.
Yay!
And he's on my porch.
Yay! Are we live on?
I'll be right
And
back.
my mail truck beat your mail truck.
Oh,
Ooh.
And
Nice.
this came from close by where you're at, Bex.
I need to use that breaking news thing and put it in front of my I Love Shrimp video.
That's the first time I've ever
Breaking
used it,
news.
but it's like, hey,
I love
it's
shrimp.
kind of fun pushing the button. And this is going to be, I believe, the package of plants that Kelly won the bid on the Cutter Guppies auction. The plants that came out of Geek Boy's tanks that he donated.
I enjoy live unboxings.
Right?
It's exciting.
This, apparently, he reused bags. I think it's Prince.
They're big, whatever they are.
Yes, I thought it was Val to start with. That's how big it is. But I don't think Geek Boy has Val in his tanks. I might be wrong, but I don't remember seeing it.
No, I don't think Geek has valves. Mm-mm.
And Lord knows, every time he's ever showed his tanks, I've always watched because I just think he's got such a fascinating setup.
Yeah, I think he said earlier that he hasn't had valves in years. But it looks like the red melon swords.
Right?
Yeah.
It's huge.
Kind of see it now.
And we have, these are bright greeny. All the way from Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
I got something from Geek Boy just now too.
Is this a sword?
Yes, or a crypt. I can't tell. It looks like a sword.
It looks like a sword to me.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I would know, but yeah, I don't know. It's huge, whatever it is.
Wow. Man,
That's awesome.
amazing.
Oops, just got splatted by plant water.
Yeah, he does, Mary Page. The Geeks tanks are jaw-dropping.
I'm sure this is crypt.
That's what it looks like to me. Mm-hmm. That's what that looks like to me.
I don't know what kind, but oh, it's nice.
Geek, is that guy?
Pardon?
I'm asking Geek, is that Crypt 1TI? Yeah. Brown and green.
Look at the root.
Oh, those roots.
Yeah, beautiful roots.
Yes. Yes. In fact, since I pulled this out of the bag, I need to pop that in some water.
All right, Hippie John. Looks like Christmas. Everybody's open. Where's my box?
Mhm.
I don't have box either, Papa Shrimp.
We're left out.
That's okay.
All right.
I enjoy watching people get things more than I do getting them.
I do too.
Me too.
I mean, not that I just got something, but I love watching people get something,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and somebody sharing.
It's just fun.
I've been sending out tons of boxes in the last month.
Praising Rico. Who said what now? Oh, I have a box tomorrow? Oh.
I can't see that at all because of the green screen.
Oh, no, you can't.
There we go.
Philip's family. Okay.
Oh, cool.
Oh, is this the mystery snail, Stephen? I can tell Roxanne's happy.
Oh yeah. Nice and warm heat pack. Oh, I like these. I need more of these. The scrubbers.
Those, let me tell you what, Stephen. I use Aquarium co-ops. She sent me one of those with a box she sent me. I like those better. So I don't know where she gets them from, but I like those better than Aquarium co-ops.
They
What
could
is-
just
what
be
is
the
that?
Mr. Clean erasers. I buy
Okay.
these in bulk. I use them all the time, and I was running out of them. So, thank you, Foxy. This is it's very handy.
Thank you, Kelly, Geek Boy.
Paper towels.
I could have used it because I spilled water on my floor.
Paper towels. Oh my God, there's a lot of food in here.
Good to keep your hands dry.
Goodness. Okay, so we've got pipettes. That thing.
Oh yes, that thing. I have plenty
Yeah,
of
it's
those.
that thing. 2 of that thing. Very cool. All right. Crayfish Empire calcium chips. Feed 1 chip for every 5 snails once a day as part of a balanced snail diet.
Ooh.
This was in a members poll for the Hey Fish Tube stream, but that was not voted for. Was not the winner for the punishment food. Okay, extreme krill flake. Whoa, what we got here? Hikari carnivore pellets. Yum is what it says.
Yum.
Oh, maybe there's a hint in all that. Yum.
Give it a try. Omega-1 catfish pellets. LRB granules, so it's like granules of Lucas Bretts.
Oh no, they ground him up and made him fish food.
Hikari algae wafers. Best wafers on the market, says Foxy or Peplin, whoever wrote that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I feed mine.
Cookie pellets.
I love those.
They're delicious, huh?
Sure. My snails tell me so.
Goes great with coffee.
But my husband, I think, forgot to put trivia in.
He was trying to get out the door. Give him a break.
Yes.
More cookie pellets. And California black worm algae wafer. Don't buy these. What? Why does it say don't buy them? Like, do I use them at all? I'm confused.
Roxanne, if you're watching, please explain.
I won't buy them. Okay, but can I open them and feed them to fish, or not? Okay. What we got here? Daphnia, eat with liquid. Okay, I will make sure I mix this in with some coffee or something. Make sure it's nice and moist.
I love shrimp.
Omega-1 cichlid pellet. Chef's choice. Who's the chef? And then a tea holder.
I love those. I have 2 of them. They're so cute. You wrap your Rico morning show. You wrap your tea bag around the little snaily boo.
Yes, and then you tea bag your water with it. I've got I have 5 of these now. Actually, this makes 5. I don't know what y'all
when you put your next poll out, Stephen, Paul Sotero will be sure to check off the freeze-dried tube effects.
Mm-hmm. He wants you tube effect.
No, because I have to also approve with Jenna because there's a possibility that she loses and she has to eat it, and she has to be willing.
Well, I think Jenna is enough of a chancer that she'll hope that you lose.
We've discussed the freeze dried worms and I don't think that's a go for her.
Oh, it's such a cute way to pack them.
I know.
Just by the jar, I know where that came from.
Mm-hmm. And that's how you want your snails to come, guys. Like you want
not in water.
Not in a bag of water. You want them to come just like Foxy sends hers.
And see, there's wet paper towels in the bottom of that jar, right?
Right.
Yeah, because they have a lung and they can breathe air. As long as they don't dry out, then they're good. So you can send them. That's how you want them to be sent. Oh,
Focus.
so little.
Yeah, little babies.
Oh, they're so cute.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Oh,
I'm still waiting on. I got to get the Fluval Flex in, so they're gonna go with my Adolphoi Corey tank, which I've spent the last couple of days lowering the temperature there to 73. So they are ready to go in there.
Oh. See, I just now noticed that Rico was on the panel with us.
What?
what?
I hadn't realized that Rico was on the panel with us, but I see him on your shirt.
Oh.
I was like, what is he backstage?
No, I was like, they've been sitting there the whole time. Nobody noticed. All right, okay. Instead of pulling the rest out right now, I'm just gonna put this back in, and that way, after the show. So I don't know what y'all do. Drip acclimation. I am a drop and plop kind of guy, but if there's other recommendations besides that, let me know. Otherwise, I will do my thing that I usually do. Oh, there's an
Well,
instruction.
if the temperature is a lot of difference, but you want to let them get used to the temperature first.
Maybe. I mean, ambient temperature around here is probably like 70. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
I'm with Geek. I drip for my snails.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will do that then. I got the setup for that.
Yep. And just, remember, guys, if you have mystery snails, don't just feed them things like algae wafers and all. Make sure they're getting protein. Make sure they're getting calcium in their foods. So they need a balanced diet. They are not predominantly algae eaters at all. They need lots and lots of stuff for their nutrition.
Yeah, allow 30 to 45 minutes drip time for a gentle acclimation and to let the snails wake up from their nap. Okay. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Easy
I love
peasy.
my snails I got from Foxy's Fishes too. I won one. I didn't win. I bought one of the Crazy Lady snail packs for her Halloween sale that she had.
Mm-hmm.
And what does one do with extra snail casings that they may not want to hatch? What does one do with that?
With like extra clutches, do you?
Yeah.
So I'll crumble mine into Snello mix.
Into what?
Into like Snello mix. Like if I'm making Snello, I'll crumble it into the Snello.
You let it dry out first, or
I'll either freeze it. I usually freeze it, and then I'll do that.
Okay, that way they're ready when you are.
Yeah.
Hippie John, if you're in here now, I'm having to go buy Crayfish Empire.
I don't even have a garden sticker yet, but I got Crayfish.
I have garden
But you
stickers.
got all kinds of garden stuff, man. What are you complaining about?
Yeah.
You would think I would have had a sticker with it.
You would think you would have a sticker, though. You really would. Maybe she sent them all to me. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have let that slip.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, Hippie John, if you're in here, this is if Jess still has them. You need to send her an email with your address and all, and I'm going to send you her puffers that she's trying to sell. So I will take care of that end. You provide her your information, and if she has not sold them since I saw her on Tuesday, we will get them to you. So I know she wants to get rid of them out of her fish ring, but she needs her tanks. And I know you were looking for some. So that'll work out for both of you.
Okay.
Well,
it is the time. And
yeah.
so are we gonna play the stream?
Look at there.
Nice.
You get the first sticker.
Oh, how sweet.
Nice.
Oh, should have known trickery.
Trickery.
Well, since Kelly Foreman was part of the process today, Can we play the B-roll song?
That one's good.
Okay. Sure
Thank you,
thing.
Kelly. Thank you, Geek. I have it.
Oh, you got it? Let's do that then, because I'm like,
Okay, I just got to get it to the minute thingy.
very unprepared.
Well, I'm sorry, and I threw that on you.
No, that's okay. I mean, I can pull it up, but if you've got it faster.
Well, I have to wait for these fabulous ads to finish playing first.
Did we play the stream for the?
Because that's how you make your money nowadays.
Yeah, do we not have the stream schedule though? Like I thought we were gonna play that going out because
the what?
We got the stream schedule.
I did forget.
We should play that going out because it's Thursday, so it's like the day of streams,
jam packed.
Okay,
and I know that Hippie John is actually going to be a guest on the Hot Mess Express tonight with Mary and Foxy.
Yep.
Yes, he is.
That's gonna be a good one.
Indeed.
Yeah, I had forgotten all about that. Sorry, y'all. I got excited in all the packages. I guess I have to do the share thingy again.
I get excited about packages too.
Jerry.
Jerry gets it.
And now for your Thursday live streams in Eastern Standard Time. We started off the morning with the Aquatic Morning Show of Mainstails, Fern Fins. We eat you today. And following that's going to be Afternoon Chat Delight with none other than Rico Stain. 12:15. At 2, yeah, Brennan with Misfit Reptiles and Aquatics. At 3, it's the Aquarium Co-op Members Only Stream with Corey. And at 5, it's Pet Solids, Diego. At 7, it's the Hot Mess Express with Foxy's Fishes and Mary Pace Blend. At 8, KG Tropicals, John and Lisa. At 9:30, it's Fisher and Fever with James and maybe Ed. At 10:40, it's Rico and the Man. With Rico, James, and maybe Ed. And as always, thanks Liquid Zoo for the live stream information found on fishfam.link. You check out fishfam.link where you can find anything you need to about Fishfam. News, all kinds of stuff. Okay.
There we go.
As you see, I'm trying to learn new things.
Fun.
And let me ask you a question. Is it something that I could do, like to pull up your channel logo and put it on your name of your show? Or is that?
Yeah, I mean, you just add the image in there.
Okay, because I didn't know. I started doing it. I thought, well, no, maybe you're not allowed to do that. I don't know.
Oh, like, I mean, no, I don't think that's an issue. I mean, I guess if you were an unreasonable person, you might have issue with that, but
how dare you use my logo instead of just my name in text?
But see, and that's what I don't know. So
I think it'd be fine, Dee. I think it'd be just fine.
Yep.
I might try to throw a few in them on the next one.
It might look a little bit more fancy too.
Well, it did. The ones that I did, and it looked really good, but it's like then I chickened out. It's like, well, maybe I'm not allowed to do it. Maybe I have to.
Don't chicken out. Throw it on us, Dee Dee.
Yeah.
Well, this is not my show, so.
No,
Yes, it is. You are as much a part of the show as your co-host, Jess. At least you have been regularly, anyways.
Well, still, I didn't know. I don't want to get anybody.
If you got the keys to the car, then it's kind of your show too.
Well, I only have a key. I don't have a key to the trunk and everything else.
You just don't know how to use it.
I do have the key. I don't know how to use it.
Yeah. I mean, you have the same privileges I did. Like I was able to schedule the stream and get it started and all that. So I think you have the same ability.
But anyways, it's time for us to go. I want to thank you, Garcia Aquatics, for the super sticker, and congratulations, Jennifer Weaver, on your win today for the month-end giveaway.
Yes, very nice.
Thank you, everybody, for coming and participating and helping. And thank you guys for coming and saving me. I appreciate y'all.
Mm-hmm.
No
You
problem.
got it.
Dee Dee. Everybody have a good day.
I love shrimp.
Bye. I'm a